Unfortunately, our trip started to slow down after the first day on Ambon due to the weather. It was musim hujan, or otherwise known as rainy season. I kept going to find the best dish on the island, and today, a bit like yesterday, we have a top 3 contender and at the very least a top 5 contender. I also tried something I never knew existed, which you'll see at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned. Without wasting your time and jumping straight into day 2 on the island. The second meal of the day was the food in question for a top 3 contender on this island of Ambon. Coto Makasar, or Coto Makasar, is an Indonesian traditional soup originating from Makassar, South Sulawesi. It is a variant of soto, traditionally made with beef, offal stew with seasoned broth made from ground peanuts and spices. People have it with things like lungs, liver, intestine, tripe and tongue. Steph and I had beef tongue with ours. It was the best soup I've ever eaten. Definitely one I'll make back home in London. The flavours were so rich and tasty I haven't stopped thinking about it. Plus it's good for your gut health with the amount of diversity in that meal. And South Sulawesi is definitely a place I want to visit at some point. Makassar is the capital. And that morning I woken up not feeling too well. I think it was down to a few things. I've had quite an exhausting past few months before travelling to Indonesia, leaving my last job and starting my new one. I was also still really jet lagged, couldn't get to sleep very well, and we've been on 100% go all the time since we landed in Indonesia. I think it's the way to do it, and I really appreciate Steph's family and their hospitality, and it certainly wore me out. But ultimately this soup really filled me up and seemed to sort out my dodgy morning feelings I had earlier that day. We ended up finishing with this lunch quite late, and by the time we left and drove back, it was time to head for dinner. And that's because the place we went to had a lot to offer. We spent a good 3, maybe 4 hours there. And that's because I got the chance to film the kitchen. Steph's mum wanted to go on the karaoke. I spent some time getting pictures at the end because the setting was just stunning. If you're travelling in Ambon, I would certainly urge you visit this restaurant. The beautiful scenes are forever set in my mind and can't wait to revisit. It's called Restaurant Sali Guri Beach, and it serves traditional Ambonese food, and it was all wonderful. The drink, I took Steph's mum's recommendation of the gandaria due to the amount of vitamin C the drink contains. The English word for this fruit is a plum mango. Gandaria is a tropical fruit native to Southeast Asia, particularly found in countries like Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia and the Philippines. Its taste is kind of halfway between a mango and an orange, with a sweet tangy flavour. One of the foods in this meal is possibly the strangest I've ever seen. Make sure you stick around because I'm about to dive into some of the benefits of the gandaria fruit. It has a high vitamin C content, which is beneficial for the immune system. The fruit is also a good source of dietary fibre, aiding in digestion, and it's packed full of antioxidants that help protect the body against bacteria. It's good eaten fresh or in beverages like I had, or pickled or added to sauces. In some regions, gandaria fruit and its leaves are used in traditional medicine for their health benefits, including treating skin conditions and improving digestion. So it could help with my IBS. But moving on to the main course. The dish that this restaurant is known for making is a fish head soup, which was bursting with colour and flavour. And of course we had some rice. This time it came in one of the nicest containers I've seen rice arrive in, followed by some morning glory, which is the name of the dish, full of water spinach and garlic. It's a very common dish in Southeast Asia, and it's one of my favourites when I'm trying to balance out a meal. Now the next dish that was served onto the table was the traditional papada. Papada is a traditional staple food in eastern Indonesia, particularly in Papua and Maluku. It's made from sago starch, which is extracted from the pith of a sago palm tree. The preparation involves mixing starch with water and cooking it until it transforms into a glue-like, sticky consistency. My sago was served with the fish head soup, which is what it's commonly served with. Then I had Arma insist she show me how to slurp it down, which is also how it's traditionally consumed. I didn't feel myself trying it, but I spat it out straight away over the side. I just can't deal with consistencies like that, it just tasted like phlegm. It had a gluttonous sticky texture that I've never experienced before, and I don't think I want to experience it again, but I'm glad I tried. ChatGPT says that the texture is different from other starch-based foods. It's also very bland and is normally added to savoury dishes just to enhance them a little bit, and sometimes a carbohydrate substitute. In Papua and Maluku, papeda holds cultural significance as a traditional food passed down through generations, often prepared during communal meals and celebrations. Grilled fish was the next dish, a classic and tasted incredible when paired with grilled prawns and a sambal tomato sauce. Jenny then pointed out the sambal manga, which is a spicy mango sauce, and was my favourite sambal from my Indonesia trip, followed by a standard sambal, and I'm not sure what this sambal sauce is. Then it's my plate, which I had fish, morning glory, sambal and fish curry. And then I try eating with my hands. And let me know how you think I did down in the comment section below, because I'd like to brush up on my skills the next time I go. And I think it's fair to say that we did a good job clearing all of our plates. And just look at this place, it's absolutely spectacular. And that's why you have to visit this restaurant if you're around. So if you're planning to visit Indonesia, or even Ambon specifically, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section. Tell me what you're excited about, and if you're there or have just finished your trip, let me know 3 things. What was your favourite place? So I can go. What was your favourite activity? So I can do it. And finally, what was your favourite meal? So I can try some. And just give me a why for all of them, why not? If you've enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave a like or even subscribe to my channel. Got a few more of these coming out, quite a few more of them to be fair, and it would really help. And if you want to continue along my journey chronologically, here's the next one. And given you've watched until the end of the video, I know that you'll like this one too. And I'll leave some videos in the description down below, so check some of those out as well. Don't forget to check out Willy's Apple Cider Vinegar down there as well, because that's been the biggest thing that's impacted my IBS and my weight loss.